how are wounds actually healed? At this point in the series, I want to be completely clear. There are many modalities that circle core wounds. Some will bring insight, some bring catharsis, some bring temporary relief, and some bring expanded states of consciousness. Trust me, I've tried them, I've done them all. I've studied in India, I've studied all over the world, I've trained with masters, I've sat in sacred plant ceremonies, sacred plant medicine ceremonies around the globe, and I've led them myself. I've fasted for 40 days on water only. I've journaled, and I've practiced every form of shadow work, of spiritual healing, and then some. Spirituality has been my entire life. And yet, for so very long, I was still suffering. I was still in pain. And then one day, the dam burst. And I vowed to do whatever it took to heal my wounded self. There was one summer when my children went away for 6 weeks with their father. And I gave myself 40 days of total solitude. I didn't leave my home, not for 40 days. I immersed myself day and night. Silence, practice upon practice upon practice, prayer and more meditation and more shadow work and deeper inquiry. And underneath all of it lay the same wound, the wound I was addressing. These words had echoed through my childhood from my mother. No man will ever love you. You will always be alone. And truly, I hated myself just for feeling it, because I believed it. I lived it. I was it. Now, at the same time, I'd also been receiving guidance for many years that I came to this planet to master love, deep, soul-wrenching, intimate, romantic love. And the contradiction inside me was unbearable. And then, out of the blue, I met someone online. We never met in person. It was a sort of existential explosion that occurred inside me, what people call the twin flame. The pull was overwhelming. The addiction was absolutely all-consuming, and it detonated something inside me. Now, I see clearly that the twin flame dynamic is truly a trap of sorts, perhaps a catalyst which gives one the opportunity to go even deeper than ever before. But at the time, it ripped open my scars. It exposed my wounds so violently that I made a decision, a commitment, a vow. I will do whatever it takes to heal this. I couldn't stand the pain. I will not manage it, I vowed. I will heal it. And this is when I found a shaman who specialized in guided soul retrieval journeys. And something happened to me through these journeys that had not happened in decades of work. The first journey with my beloved shaman was not very dramatic. It was not explosive as I had expected it might be. On the contrary, it was precise. He guided me and we approached the wound slowly and carefully. We danced past the defenses, past the control, past the spiritual understanding, and into the place deep inside me that still felt completely unlovable. And for the first time, I did not do it alone. And after these first journeys, something returned to me. Not insight, not reframing, but a lost fragment of my soul. And that is when I understood wounds are healed when the fragmented piece of the soul returns, and thereby we become whole again. Not metaphorically, but actually. Now, at the time of the original incident, as I call it, way back in early childhood, the fragment of my soul, and of yours, left because the experience was too overwhelming to be felt. The system built iron gates around that place to protect it. And those gates were highly intelligent. They kept me alive and safe, but over time, they became a prison. And those gates of protection do not open on their own. A guided shamanic soul retrieval journey is not imagination. It is not fantasy. It is not emotional release. It is a precise, deeply embodied descent, guided by someone who knows how to walk you safely past and through your defenses. Someone who understands how protection operates. Someone who understands how the psyche resists. Someone who understands how to pace the descent and how to hold the field without agenda. This is not about breaking you open. On the contrary, it is about gently dismantling the prison bars you built for your own survival. And these are bars you cannot remove yourself. You cannot remove them from the inside. Now, after that first journey, my whole life experience shifted. Not because I felt instantly euphoric, but because the wound no longer had the same charge. The addiction to my twin flame softened. The obsession loosened. The loneliness changed texture. And then later on, after much studying, I began guiding others. I began guiding clients of mine who'd done all sorts of healing therapies for years and even decades. And these were clients who had insight and conscious languaging and advanced spiritual maturity. And I watched something extraordinary, something truly magic happen. When the fragment of their soul returned to them, their behavioral patterns dissolved faster than anything I had seen in 4 decades of spiritual work. This is the work which I am honored to teach. This is the work I have devoted my life to. Guided shamanic soul retrieval is not spiritual entertainment. It is almost surgical. It is exact, and it is supremely sacred. If you're serious about healing, this is the path. And it cannot be done alone. For those of you who are ready to engage this work directly, the Wild Truth Path course is linked below this video. There's no rush. And if you just want to dip your toes in, I've dropped also below a free guided initiation for you to start on your journey. If this is true for you, you'll feel it in your body. Let this settle. Healing wounds, changes,